Standing tall, never gonna fall. American badass, oh yeah. He's the one who answers the call. American badass, oh yeah. Standing tall, never gonna fall. American badass, oh yeah. He's the one who answers the call.
Sing a new song, dance a new dance. Feel the beat, take a chance. Celebrate, it's a new day. Let the music play. Sing a song of freedom. Colors in the sky. Hearts soaring high, together we'll fly. Celebrate, it's a new day. Let the music play. Sing a song of freedom. Come on, chains, we're breaking free. In this moment we're meant to be. Celebrate, it's a new day. Dancing to the night, underneath the starlight, a new day of freedom shining bright.
Here are a few reasons to support DC Intel. 1. Timely updates. Get the latest breaking news and intelligence updates as they happen. 2. Reliable information. Depend on us for accurate and credible news sources. 3. Insightful analysis. Gain deeper understanding with our expert analysis and comprehensive coverage. 4. Community engagement. Join a community of informed and engaged individuals who care about current events. 5. Transparency. We are committed to transparency in all our reporting, helping you to see the bigger picture. 6. Convenience. Stay informed on the go with easy access to updates through our social media platforms. Supporting DC Intel means staying informed and connected with the news that impacts our nation.
If I give you one message to hold in your hearts today, it's this. The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. Relish the opportunity to be an outsider. Embrace that label. Being an outsider is fine. Embrace the label. Because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. You must keep pushing. And always have the courage to be yourself.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
But from today and from the day I take the oath of office, we will rapidly drive prices down and make America affordable again. We're going to make it affordable again. So as much as you can, do something that you love, work hard, and never, ever give up, and you're going to be tremendously successful. Tremendously successful. Thank you. God bless our military. God bless the memory of the fallen. God bless our Gold Star families. And God bless America. Thank you very much.
Let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Nameless, unreasoning, unjustified terror, which paralyzes needed efforts to convert retreat into advance.
Every generation stands on the shoulders of the generation that went before. And so you see farther because you're standing taller than we did and can look farther. But at least give us the credit that you're seeing farther because you're standing on our shoulders. We don't have inflation because the people are living too well. We have inflation because the government is living too well.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. We dare not forget today that we are the heirs of that first revolution. Let the word go forth from this time and place to friend and foe alike that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans born in this century, tempered by war, disciplined by a hard and bitter peace, proud of our ancient heritage, and unwilling to witness or permit the slow undoing of those human rights to which this nation has always been committed and to which we are committed today at home and around the world.
Because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. You must keep pushing forward. And always have the courage to be yourself.
Everybody, happy Thursday. We're in the studio here and got so much to cover. So much. Hopefully we can get through this, through all this. There's a lot of stuff, just a ton of stuff. Yeah, well, happy day, America, right? All right. Let me pull this down. Like I said, we got a lot to talk about today and try to get it all done as best as possible. Hopefully we won't have a lot of interruptions. And that's with anything, right? Yeah. For those of you that missed last night, the Guardians, our conference call, you didn't get to miss too much of it, because no one would shut the fuck up. They just kept rambling. And, the thing is this, and yeah, I'm starting out on the bad foot because guess what? It's my show and I'll do what I want to do. Here's the thing. If I am doing a conference call, this is just for everybody's listen. If I'm doing a conference call and I'm going to give you a couple of tips at the beginning, but the people should pay attention to detail. That's the whole thing about this show, right? Details and staying awake, staying aware of what's going on in America. But the first thing I started out with, hey guys, I want to let you know we have two different military divisions on the line with us tonight. That's the first thing I started out with. 2 military divisions on the line with us tonight. We have military ops and we had some other stuff, and was going to bring forth some really good, crazy intel, but you never could get past it because everybody's talking about washing their socks and everything else. But it's okay. It's okay. Next time it'll be a whole lot more controlled, and we'll have moderators in there, and we'll get it taken care of. But yeah, happy Thursday to you. My God, DC, you started out on the wrong foot. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't come to kiss crack today. Because America's in a part of what I wanted to talk about last night to our guardians, we're going to talk about today is, and I'm not going to go in all detail because some things I cannot say. But we're at a really wild point in America. Y'all have been asking and asking for months and months and years, and even saying, I don't see nothing happening. Nothing happening, DC. Not a daggone thing. And I'm going to shoot very straight with you all today. Very straight. Some of you are going to think I'm just pissed off today, and I'm not. I'm not even pissed off. That's the thing. Because I'm going to shoot very straight with you. I'm not here to just win you over. If you want to come on board and be someone that thinks with your brain and not with someone else's thoughts or what the news tells you, then hey, welcome home. I'm not going to convince people. And the thing about this show is, we give stuff, we tell stuff. Yeah, I joke around and tell things, and people, we just touch the intel. That's all they want is the intel, so they can go and start their own crap. or either go debate it with somebody else, or what they don't like, and don't, and no one realizes what goes into the show, what goes into all that we're doing here, and some people are just ungrateful, but it's all good, because I don't give a shit what they think. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to start out the show with this. Do you all remember 25 years ago? What was 25 years ago? Y2K. Remember that? Everybody was, oh my God, you got to get the software put on your computer, because at midnight the computers are shutting down. The world's shutting down because the electric grid's on computers, the phones are on computers, everything is computer based. It's all going down because of Y2K. The world was supposed to end. Do y'all remember that? World was going to end, but there's a few dirtbags like me going around saying, y'all panicking over nothing. Panicking over nothing. Leave it alone. Everything's, because when it comes over, all you need to do is just reset your clock. I mean, come on. But oh my gosh, the world is falling down because of Y2K. The world will be ending. Disaster. And back then, you had all the prophets and prophetess giving all the prophecies on, here it comes. When Y2K kicks around, the rapture's taking place, because that's just, the Y2K is kicking in. It's the mark of the beast, all the other stuff. And can I tell you what? 25 years later, I'm still sitting here bitching about Y2K. Because the world didn't end. And everyone that said it was going to end was proven to be wrong. And was proven to, even all the prophets and prophetesses, I'm kind of really sick of it, to be honest with you. Be a little bit more accurate these days. But anyways, supposed to end, and there's no escape hatch for this, right? Everything's going to end in Y2K. Perhaps some point in America, in its brain cells, in its thought process, would realize this. At some point, we need to realize that our mission is to occupy and not evacuate. Think about that. We're here to occupy, not to evacuate. Oh, this world's not my home. I'm just passing through. Well, I get that part, but you know what? You're still here to occupy. That's why the Bible says, occupy until I come. Yeah. Occupy till I come. And, just occupy. And while you're here occupying, do some good things for just the human race, or just your fellow brother or sister. And don't be one of those that says, I'm tired of being the only dreamer in the room sometimes, because I feel like I'm always going, hey, we can do this, we can do this. And then it's other people going, I'm just not really sure about this. I just don't know if I could really, hey, good thing you're not a salesman, because no one would buy. Anyways, occupy. I want you to understand that. Occupy. Someone put in the chat, said they didn't get something, or something wasn't corrected. The chat's probably not where we answer that stuff at, but I will tell you this: you can email the office, demandjustice62@gmail.com, and the secretary will get back to you. All questions and comments, go to there. So anyways, yeah, occupy. So, and I'm just jumping in this. I know we're not doing the we're not doing the roll call today, because there's a lot of stuff here. But I want to go back just 2 weeks. That's all I want to go back is 2 weeks. Maybe 2.5, but for sure 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to show you how America is changing. I'm going to show you. And I'm going to show you how it's changing. Plus, also, I'm going to prove to you that everything that I've said has been 100% accurate. I am not like your other podcasters or your other radio personalities that want to sway to sponsors, or either sell bill goods. I have no dog in this fight. I'm just here to educate and to bring intel, plus also help you think a little bit. And yeah, we laugh, we joke around, but my God, you can't always walk around with a stick up your ass. You know what I'm saying? And for those of you that are new, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. But anyways, what we've seen in the last 2 weeks has been absolutely crazy. One of the things I started talking about last night and could not even finish is the fact that we are under, and I want you to understand, I'm not jumping in the show just with shits and giggles. I'm telling you this because I want you to hear me loud and clear. America we are under a terroristic attack right now. I know that's a large thing to say right now, right? Because you can only accept it if it comes from Dan Bongino or some of these other people. And I don't really care. Yeah, I don't even care. Because in the last 2 weeks, what we've seen, and we are continuing to see. If you think it's over, you're dreaming. You're just dreaming. I have been warning you for months now of this day. I have. I've been warning you. I have been saying over and over and over. If you carry, you better freaking make sure it's loaded. Make sure you know how to use it. Make sure you're accurate, because you don't know what we're going to face. Because they're not going to come in on an airplane like they did 9/11. We're not going to have all that. Of course, we know that there's a lot of other things involved in that, so I'm not here to debate all that with the Bushes and all that. Stay on track with me today. We're not here to split hairs. We are under an attack, a legitimate attack. I'm not talking about an attack of we got, Osama bin Laden, which we know he was sitting with at the White House and meetings with Hillary. We know all that stuff. That stuff ain't even that, whatever. I'm talking about legitimate people that are nutcases that believe that they're going to have all these virgins if they become a martyr. Well, I'll sure as hell make you a martyr if you want that. I'm tired of fucking with these people. I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you straight up today, there's going to be some language, because I'm done with this stuff. And I'm done with people always sending me emails and saying, well, I don't see nothing. I don't know if it's real. You know what? You can keep your head up your ass all you want. All you want. But I'm going to tell you right now, America is getting kicked in the nuts right now while people are sitting back bitching saying, I don't see nothing happening. Oh, I'm looking for the UFO, or I'm looking for the... I mean, seriously. You wonder why. You wonder why America's in the shape it's in. And I'll tell you why. Because people choose to bury their head in the sand or up a horse's ass or whatever and not pay attention. And I'm here to tell you this. I don't know how to get this across to you. You better start paying attention, because you may end up being a victim. Is that strong enough for you guys? Is it strong enough? Because I can go a little bit. Trust me, that's not the best I can do. But I'm telling you this. I've been saying to you, we have sleeper cells that are being activated. Last night was a very pivotal point. You can look for EBS all you want. That's not going to happen. EBS is not going to save us. It's not going to happen. At least not right now. They're not going to call EBS because we have sleeper cells coming awake. Do you understand? I said this last week, and I said it the other day too. A sleeper cell will smile at you, go to church with you. Yeah, I want you to hear this. Be born, bred in America. Because this ain't just like, yeah, we've had all the migrants coming over. And trust me, those are just soldiers. The quote-unquote masterminds have been born, bred in America and are considered American citizens. I want you to think about this for a second. And if this scares you today, damn it, I'm glad it does. Because I'm sick and tired of giving you beds of roses and giving you hints, and people still want to, well, where's JFK and where's this happening? You don't get it. You don't get it. And I'm going to rip your ass today. That's just how this show's called, Rip Everybody's Ass, right? let it rip, tater chip, right? And I've been saying, we've got sleeper cells here. The sleeper cells are just, they're sleeper. They're, like I said, they go to church with you. Some of them may go to church with you. Oh, but they're just a great group of people. But these are people that will, I'm going to tell you this right now. The FBI is not issuing this warning. But I am. I'm going to tell you this. For those that listen that go to have churches and you have security teams, you better frickin' buckle it up. I believe. I can't tell you. I can tell you this. Your large churches, you better tighten your reins. You better tighten your reins. Because when I tell you there is a no holds barred on these guys now, but I am telling you, even if Donald Trump was standing here today and said, I want to tell everybody on the DC show that I am the president of the United States, and I am this, and I am that, you would still be like, oh my gosh, he can just take care of everything. Bull's not. If you want him to take care of everything, and you really everybody wants the military to step in, you better think twice. You better think twice, I'm telling you. Because when you walk down this road, you ain't in control of when it ends. And I'm telling you this, you churches, businesses, I am giving you 100% today a freaking, I don't even know how to even stress it to you. The warning is here. I'm giving you the warning, the fire shot, the warning shot right now. You better make sure your security teams really know how to use. I don't care if you have elder gentlemen and whatever that's in security that carry their guns. You better make sure they know how to use them. Your businesses, same thing. And you that go into other businesses, same thing. The only way to handle a situation like that, if something would occur, is to take that threat out. Do you know what that means? That means more than carrying your weapon. That means knowing how to use your weapon, and it also means going, I may have to give my life to save others. Am I willing to do that? Or am I just one that's just going to want to make sure that I am protected, and I just want to take care of me and screw everybody else? I just got off the phone with somebody a little bit ago, asking me, what would you do in this sort of a situation if you're driving or whatever, and you see somebody on the highway and you see these guys pop out some guns or whatever, and they're doing something? What would you do? Would you pull off? Would you? Hell no. And if someone's with me, I'm dropping their ass off on the side of the highway and telling them to run to the woods, because I am going to fucking go up on the highway and take care of business. Let me tell you why. It ain't that you're fearless. It ain't none of that. It's called commitment. It's called oath. It's called, I will make sure if I have to lay down my life for my brother, which is biblical, right? If I lay down my life for my brother or my sister, I'm not doing that just to win 70 virgins somewhere, right? I'm not doing that just because, oh gosh, God's going to look at me and go, you're such a hero, DC. Come into heaven now. Matter of fact, don't even worry about casting your crown. You get to keep 12 of them. I mean, why would I want a crown anyway? I don't want that stuff. Yeah, I want eternal life, but my God. I mean, while we're here, we occupy. We don't evacuate. And it'll be a cold day in hell for I evacuate with these fucking terrorists. I told you it was going to be unhinged today. I'm telling you, it's unhinged. Because I'm sick and tired of us in America just, I saw this on the news and that's it. And then you just think it's another daggone story. Do you understand what happened even in New Orleans? And I'm going a little deeper here with New Orleans. And I'll tell you why here in a little bit. I'm going to tell you why. But this was an act of terrorism that happened in New Orleans. It's not going to be the last thing of terrorism that we've seen. Let me tell you something. What they've done in Banana Land for years, has come home to America. Has come home to America. And yeah, like right now, one of my contacts is calling me right now. Just so you all see this. I'm going to put it on the screen here. That's from freaking India. India. I'm telling you, what happened in New Orleans was an act of terrorism. Not only that, he did not act alone. He did not act alone. He's got other people involved. And those people have other people involved, and other people, and other people, and other people. That's how it works. It's called a network. But yet we still want to just be like, oh, well, it's just crazy. It's just nuts stuff there. Bullcrap. For 2 weeks, I've been telling you. Buckle up. Here it comes. And, of course, now we have to have the bright idea, because now everybody wants to believe that, oh, there was an act of terrorism in New Orleans because the news said it. I want you to understand, this is not about just bringing things to you, but it's about bringing things to you and making you think prior to them happening. Do you understand? It's not about reacting after the fact. It's about protecting prior to it. Within a 2-week period of time, of course, we've seen the New Orleans thing happen, that deal. And of course, you know, if I was over the major news networks, I would not do what they do, because what they do is they'll post a picture of this dead fucker laying on the street that, you know, that deserved everything he got, plus he deserves more. And when I say deserve more, I'm saying once he's dead, still walk out there and unload your weapon in his forehead. I'm talking about make a massacre out of this fucker. Make an example. But the news wants to go, oh, it's too graphic. So they want to smear out some blood and smear out his face and all this other stuff. I say no. I say let America has to put up with this bullshit, then show us exactly what we're having to put up with. And not only that, send a message to these sleeper cells and these people. This is what's going to happen to you when you fuck with America. But we're going to put a bullet in your forehead. That's how we're going to handle this. We're done with your shit. You can go to Banana Land and fuck your goats and your cows and everything else you want to do. But we're not going to do it here in America. Not going to do it. And you know, this matter of fact, since I said that about the goats, this freaking terrorist guy, everybody put out there's videos out of, oh, he looked like a real educated guy. He was a stand-up guy. We just know what happened to him. No, he wasn't. He lived in a freaking place and had fences up, and no shit, he had goats everywhere in his yard. It ain't cause he's getting the milk. I'm telling you, they're sick. But not only that, you got 1 dead, 7 injured after a Cybertruck explodes outside of Trump's Las Vegas hotel. There's another terroristic act. There's 2. Now, I know there's going to be way more than what I'm going to count here today. So for all you people want to come educate me, don't. I'm not in the mood today for it. But you got 1 dead, 7 injured after the Cybertruck explodes outside of Trump's Las Vegas hotel. And then, of course, I see all the things that, is it because the fact that it's a Trump, and then you got Elon Musk, Tesla. I don't know. I don't give a shit. If you want to take your vehicle and go out and blow it up and blow yourself up, you go out to the desert and do it. But don't do it and hurt other people. But I don't give. If you don't care for your life that much, neither do I. I'm done turning the other cheek, and America needs to be done turning the other cheek. After 9/11. Now, I was stuck there, right? I was stuck there in the midst of all that. Breathe all that stuff. Every bit of that. I still have all the newspapers from all that. I come back here, and I was going to a hospital. I was going to a hospital. What the fuck is with all these hospitals? They got these baboons. Some of you go to the hospital. You're trying to get a parking place, and you're sitting there for the really longest time. the longest time. And car pulls out. I'm got ready to pull in, and his Mercedes pulls in real quick. And the guy just smiles at me. I kind of drove off a little bit. He got out of his car and kind of nodded his head at me. I gave him the middle finger. Because I've been sitting for about 5-7 minutes waiting on a freaking parking place. Well, he continues to walk, and I realize that he's a doctor. And as I'm driving, he just keeps smiling at me. And trust me, my temper was, I just come back out of 9/11. So you know what I'm saying? We know what we faced there, right? All these freaking terroristic shit. And I rolled down my window and I said, don't ever point out and do that again, me, you fucking terrorist. Said it to the doctor. Yep, he went from his country. He is some Ishbah Hogabaha. And I know, you should not profile these people, DC. Well, you just stick your head in the sand. I'm going to profile the shit out of these people. I'm going to profile them. Because I'm sick and tired of us going, but we just can't offend people. Fuck them, I'm going to offend them. I'm going to offend them. Because you know what? It's my life and my family's life and just innocent Americans' lives on the line. And we want to take we got to take the godly road and just turn the other cheek. Bullshit with that. No. None of that anymore. None of that anymore. And if you don't think, now when I'm telling you I'm busting balls today, I'm busting balls. If you don't think the FBI doesn't know who these organizations are and who these groups are and where they're staying, you're full of crap. And I say this, expose them, because and I'm going to tell you this straight up, if the FBI does not buckle up, which we know they won't because they're a bunch of pussies, if they don't buckle up and go after these things, you're going to leave it. I'm telling you for a freaking fact, I know the intel. I know what's out there, and I know that's why I'm trying to really, without breaking my neck here, really throw this out to you because I want to scare you today. I really do. I want you to understand what we're up against. I know we have people that may be home alone, elderly also. You know what? You don't have to worry about it because you ain't out in the public all the time. If the FBI knows where these people are, what groups they are, all that, and still keep silent, FBI can go fuck a log for all I care. But you're going to push America. You're going to push America. And when the time comes, the old fuck around and find out, you're really going to find out. No, we're not coming after the FBI, but we're going to go after these terrorists. Because the reason why the FBI doesn't want these things to be known is because they know, one, America is going to demand some justice, and two, Americans will show up at their door and take these fuckers out. Yeah. I'm sick of it. Sick of it. The Attorney General, even in Louisiana, I think I saw a thing on her. They were saying the FBI does know this stuff. They're withholding. Do you understand this? They're saying, what is the FBI withholding in just the New Orleans terror attack? I'll tell you why. Because they're a frickin' part of it. Just like 9/11 was an inside job. I don't care if you don't believe it or not. I know for a fact it was. And if I knew then what I know now, I probably would have beat the shit out of George Bush standing down there acting like a fucking patriot at 9/11. He's a traitor. Trust me. He's a traitor. I'm tired of it. Tired of it. But if you want to go blow yourself up inside your cyber vehicle or your cyber truck, whatever, go out to the desert and practice on your friends. Don't practice on Americans, because I'm telling you, America, you better arm yourself. That is you want some good intel? There's your intel right there. You better frickin' arm yourself. Especially if you're going out in public. I really don't think a terrorist is going to walk to your front door and, hello, I'm a mastermind. I mean, they ain't gonna do that. Because they don't do that. They like to go to places that people just partying and doing their thing. Partying and got their mind on other things, right? That they can walk in and cause disaster. I'm telling you. I'm not playing with you. Not playing with you today. You've got in just 2 weeks' time, you've had major attacks. And I'm going to tell you, my oh boy, you know, man, the victims in this New Orleans. I'm trying to say this without saying so much. I will tell you this. One of the young men that was murdered in this attack, I am friends with his father. So yeah, I'm kind of taking it a little bit personal today. I've worked with this boy's father for a long time. I don't work with him now, but I mean, when I tell you I know, I got his phone number sitting in my phone right now, and I've already made a call to him. It disturbs me to no end. But we're still hell-bent on, well, when's JFK coming out? Gotta see him, gotta see Carolyn, gotta see all. Really? I'm done with it. Not only that, you got New Orleans, you got the cyber truck. And let me just tell you a little bit of piece of information about this one terrorist. Came through an open border at Eagle Pass in Texas. And in 2 days' time, let loose. I think you need to understand this. It's time to start seeing deceased terrorists. I don't even want them imprisoned. We don't need them imprisoned to get in there and to still do their work and still back access the phone. No, if they're going to go to a prison somewhere, stick them in a courtyard, put a goat out there, because they like them goats. They like them goat buttholes is what they do, because that's what terrorists are. And if you're like, oh my God, DC's off the rail here. No, I'm not. Go look at a lot. You can Google it, for God's sakes. Go in there and look at footage of our military aircraft that's about ready to blow these people away in their own country because they're terrorists, and they got them on night vision. Like, what the heck is going on? Like, oh my God, look what they're doing to that poor goat. I'm not lying. But it's in America. Yeah. These are called masterminds, right? Strap a bomb to their chest, blow themselves up, go out and fuck a goat. That's masterminds. They're so sick. And not only that, of course, you got New Orleans. You've got the Tesla deal. And we'll call it the Tesla boy. He likes them Teslas. You got that. You also got, where was it at here? Shoot. I'm trying to find it here because I want to make sure I'm giving you all your information. Oh, yeah. Let's go to this one. New York City. 23-year-old. I'm just going to call him Camel. Camel Hawkins. That ain't his name, but it's Camel or whatever. I don't even give a shit. I don't care. I'm just pissed today. Accused of shoving a random commuter into the path of a New York City subway. Charged with attempted murder. This ain't 12 years ago. This is just the other day. So we got 3 instances there now. He was also charged with, he's 23 years old, right? Also charged with second-degree assault after he pushed. Now, I love the way the news says this. He allegedly pushed a stranger, but yet the freaking video shows him walk up and shoving down in the subway. Seriously. There's nothing alleged about terrorism. Either you do it or you don't. And if you're doing it, then there should be no, the only consequence to terrorism should be death. And if we know you're here to cause terrorism, the only thing you need while you're here is death prior to your terrorism. It's very extreme today. I know. It's horrible, right? Horrible Thursday. Good Lord. He's lighting it up. He's just talking about these terrorists and how they need to die. You're damn right they do. I'm done with even, they just need God. No, they need a bullet in the head, and then we need forgiveness. That's what we need. But anyways, this piece of shit, 23 years old, shoves his victim off in front of a subway that's right there, the subway car. The victim is an unidentified 45-year-old man who was struck by an incoming one train. But he actually survived because of the way he went down and the way he laid. But he has head injuries. Well, yeah, I'm sure. He's lucky he didn't lose his head. And of course, I told you my race card's for sale, right? My white card. But I'm going to tell you right now. Oh boy, I'm telling you, I'm unhinged today. Because I'm looking at the victim getting shoved, and then I'm also looking at this perpetrator. And if you're an African American, I would be sick and tired of seeing African Americans getting arrested for stupid shit. And before someone comes out and goes, well, he's not African American, he's something from another country. Well, you know what? He's brown, and he's got a year-round tan, and water runs off his back like a duck. So, he is what he is. I'm sick of splitting hairs over it. Yeah. And someone like this that does this, he should be labeled, this is a terroristic act. That's how it is. Terroristic act. It's unbelievable. Now, this is just in a 2-week period, right? I'm going to play you this little clip here of this lady. She was on TikTok. And she's telling what is happening to her while she's in New York.
A man just walked up to me on the streets of New York City and said, hey, can I throw this cigarette butt at you? And I was like, no. And he was like, well, I hate your shoes.
Okay. Sounds petty, right? And it is. But this is the kind of shit that they do. They don't like you. They'll rape you. And then kill you. Or if they don't like you, they'll try to do some harm to you. When I tell you my patience is done with these type of people, it's done. If you want to flick a cigarette at me, you better be ready to swallow the whole pack through your nostrils. Because I know a lot of people are like, this is just violence. This is violence you're talking about, DC. No, it's called eye for an eye. And I'm sick. I'm just sick of us always taking the back seat. Now, I'm not telling you all to go out and just start doing harm, because I'm not. Because what I'm telling you is you need to be ready and prepared. Because it's coming to your area. It just hasn't been activated there yet. It's already there. It's waiting. It's waiting. We've had years after years after years of this. And it's here. You just can't get past it. And meanwhile, you got other people, well, I just don't really know. I mean, I just don't really understand this. But you know what? We're just going to have to pray that God changes this. You go ahead and pray. And while you're praying, some of us will lay down our lives for your prayer. That's why there's no prayer in school. Because people, well, we're going to trust God to fix this. When God gave you the right to vote. I know, and I'm looking right now at my numbers, and YouTube has throttled me, so fuck you, YouTube. And not only that, then you got this. Now listen to this one.
FBI, Houston, Harris County, head on a swivel. This is related to the New Orleans thing. It looks like intersection of huge road and Crescent Park Drive in North Houston.
Okay, let me stop here. This guy was talking about in Houston, them blocking off some roads, going to some houses or a house. I want to say this to you. If this guy did this terrorist attack in New Orleans, why is the FBI in Houston out there having great concern because of what this guy did in New Orleans? That's because they know who he's associated with, and they know his counterparts and where they live. I'm telling you, FBI has to go. Has to go. Donald Trump, you need to put an eraser on them and be done with them. Trust me, I know I'm putting a dart on my back right now, but I don't give a flying fuck right now. I don't. You got the FBI Houston personnel and specialized teams that were there for hours, and still nothing is said. Nothing, because you know what? They don't owe it to the American people. I got news for you. They owe it to the American people. But the reason why they don't want to tell the American people is because they are part of that plan. I believe the the fuck Bureau of Investigations, I believe they're part of them. I do. And I think Donald Trump needs to come in. When he does, start putting people into positions and just wipe that shit clean. It ain't just one thing. I hope you're seeing a pattern here. It is here now. It is here now. Not only that, you got, I don't know if you even saw it or not, but you had the Vegas Strip was shut down for a while on New Year's Eve. But let me tell you this. It wasn't just shut down by the police. That was the frickin' military out there on the streets. You tell me why the military be out on the streets in Las Vegas. And another thing, I saw where in the ball drop and all that crap in New York, right? Which that was just what a boner killer, right? The talent sucked, and but anyways, they were talking about all these people, all kinds of millions of people, thousands of people everywhere. And then I looked at the crowd, and if you don't believe me, go back and look at it again. Go back and watch on Google or wherever you got to watch from. And I'm looking at it, and when they do the aerial shots, it is not packed out. They just have, normally it's standing room only, and it's just people packed to back to back, and there's no place to walk, none of that stuff. No, they had everybody barricaded in. And then you had all kinds of places to walk, and then the surrounding areas wasn't even crowded like that. And I'll tell you this, I wonder if you all know this story about, I think it was 3 or 4 packages were laid out there in New York that were found that were dirty bombs. Did y'all hear about that? You probably didn't. Some may, but not everyone. And they still don't know where those people are, who they were, and where they went to. At least that's what they're saying. Oh, but that's not all. Man arrested in London for guess what? Taking his car and swerving it into pedestrians trying to kill them. Can I tell you something? I hope you're seeing a pattern here. Right now, these masterminds have decided to do everything from vehicles. I hope you're seeing this. I hope you're seeing this. And they're not even, it's not even normal. And it ain't even just in America now. Other places. But it's quite fishy to me that they're all using vehicles now. I don't think that it's just one little thing. It's more than that. I'm going to play you this other one because I'm not sure you heard about this one.
We're just hearing now from the Associated Press that investigators have reviewed video of 3 men and a woman placing possible explosives around this area.
This is not at all surprising because I do think it would have taken multiple individuals to place the IEDs, plan on where that placement would be, as well as then obviously use the vehicle to ram this crowd. Look, I'm former law enforcement. I think law enforcement is actually doing an excellent job here, but it seems to me that there may not have been explosive sweeps that were done of the French Quarter and of Bourbon Street in particular as a result of securing this area, because part of me does wonder if that explosive would have been picked up by either a dog or a device. Again, I can't say for certain if that occurred, but part of me does wonder. There's no question they are now looking for these individuals and combing through particularly that digital evidence.
So if you start seeing FBI presence in your neighborhood, I'd probably, my butt should be puckering at that moment. Or if you're going to, better than that, if you start seeing some military ops and stuff like that in your neighborhoods, don't be going, oh gosh, it's Red Dawn. It's Red Dawn. They're coming from Russia to us. Yep, there comes China. Comes China. Nope. Nope. It's because your buddy Ikmad Hushamad walks around with a damn towel on his head. Is probably not cool. Probably not cool. And not only that, one of the things, and I saw this, but when the ball was dropping, let me see if we can play it here. Maybe.
Oh, yes, it would be bad.
What?
From sea to shining.
Okay, you know the song? From sea to shining sea. So while it's being played, the teleprompter, it ain't just somebody made the shit up. I'm looking at it. I copied it. And it says, oh yes, it would be bad. This is on the teleprompter that's on your TV. Oh yes, it would be bad. Oh yes, it would be bad from sea to shining sea. You tell me why that would be put up on the teleprompter. I am telling you, America, I want us all to be healthy, right? I think y'all know that. I want us all to make better decisions, make better choices. But I also want us to get our head out of the sand. Trust me. Let me tell you what a badass American is. A badass American is one that takes care of himself or herself, and then 2 is one that educates himself, and 3 arms themselves, takes care of their business. You don't have to go out and be just a total badass and jump in everybody's business, but you can take care of your business when it comes home. But how can you do that if you can't be healthy? So let's just recap here. Cybertruck explosion outside of Trump's building, right? New Orleans truck attack kills. I forgot about this one. Woman was burned to death in a New York subway. You remember that one? Just like 2 weeks ago? Oh yeah, it's called a terrorist attack. You got another thing. You got in New York Herald Square. Get this. You ready? Are you ready for this? Because you all just don't listen. Taxi cab, which is taxi cab plows into pedestrians in New York's Herald Square, injuring 6 people. These are people that are here to do damage. I hope you're seeing I hate even saying this. I hope you're seeing how they're going to use things against us, right? Take a vehicle and either attach a bomb to it and plow through something, or, I hope you're grabbing this, what I'm saying today. Oh, we forgot about this one, DC. Let's play this one. Let's do, because I really want you to understand what's going on in America in the last 2 weeks. I've been warning you for months.
Good evening.
Tonight, in the Gun Hill section of the Bronx, we had a brazen and heartless attack by two shooters that opened fire in the middle of the street and into a crowded convenience store.
Okay, let me stop here. Just two individuals, just for shits and giggles, go out and open fire into the area.
By two shooters that opened fire in the middle of the street and into a crowded convenience store, striking 6 people, including a 40-year-old mother and her 12-year-old daughter that were used as shields. Who are we looking for right now? We have a male.
Do you hear what he just said? So when someone, I mean, taking a child, using them as a human shield, that is not just someone sick in the head. That is someone with a terroristic mind frame. That is someone that needs to die. They do. I'm tired of pussyfooting around with these people. I'm sick of it.
Black in a black Nike sweatsuit and a male black in a gray hoodie who fled the scene.
Okay. Now, before anyone goes, oh, there they are, there's those blacks again. I'm not saying that they were African American. He said black. By God, that could be Johnny that loves the year-round, loves the, whatever you call it, the tanning bed so much. I doubt it. But more than likely, these are going to be these migrants that are here to do damage. They are soldiers to what has already been here in America, born and bred in America. I hope you hear me. See, but in New York City, where the gun laws are so strict, right? Because we don't want violence in New York. We got to keep the violence down in New York. So therefore, we're going to make sure that we don't have all these weapons running around. But yet, we can have people just randomly walk out in the fucking street and just start shooting people.
That were used as shields.
Oh, I want you to hear it one more time.
A 40-year-old mother and her 12-year-old daughter that were used as shields. Who are we looking for right now?
Okay. A 40-year-old mom and a 12-year-old daughter. A 12-year, well, yeah, the mother too. But you got a 12-year-old child. A child that were used as human shields. And in America, it's uncalled for. It's uncalled for. It needs to stop. And, oh, but gosh, let's have these strict gun laws, because these freaking guns are just killing people left and right. No, it was 2 baboons that come out there and open fire for just no freaking reason. And they don't even have the balls to stick around and say, hey, it was me. They take off running. But do you know how that scenario would change if you, Captain Patriot, Make America Great Again, was standing there or had your weapon and you weren't afraid to enter in and take those 2 things out? You know how this would have ended? Probably a mother and a daughter would have survived. But how could you do that, DC? They were using them as human shields. Let me tell you something. I can knock a fly off a horse's ass with my gun. And I'm not shitting you. You want to know why? Because I know how to shoot the damn thing. You need to do the same thing. You need to get to the place where you can shoot the fly off a horse's ear. And not wound the horse. Because when you're that confident, you go in there and you can take that thing out. I'm not encouraging you to go out and just jump into shit. I'm encouraging you to we are at war now. This is it. This is it. Last night would have been one of the biggest moments for our guardians. Because we had military on the line, guys. Military ops sitting on the line. 2 different forms of different things there. I'm telling you, I hope you hear, I just really am trying to convey that this is not about, well, Trump's coming in and we know that that's all happening. We know the executive orders. We know all that stuff. I'm not even arguing that anymore. I'm not even trying to teach that anymore. I'm trying to educate you on the other things. If you recall, DC told you 4 months ago, 3 months ago, 2 months ago, 1 month ago, once we get through the election, it's going to be unleashed on us. There's going to be things happen. You got to get prepared. Got to get prepared. Got to get prepared.
So we've got some updates. There's a BOLO in effect, possible active ISIS cell in or around New Orleans. FBI says.
Do you hear me? ISIS cell around New Orleans.
That the NOLA terrorist had accomplices and other explosive devices were found elsewhere in the French Quarter. Also, the IEDs hidden in the coolers in the driver's truck were set to go off by remote detonation, which further suggests that there were other people involved. There was a fire at or near an Airbnb, which was suspected to be the local base of operations for these conspirators. So that also suggests that something did not go to plan. We have a few answers to some of the prior questions, including why were the bollards not up? Well, apparently they were malfunctioning and or under repair, and the Sugar Bowl was set to be played today, which could explain why NOLA was targeted. Now, the working theory I've got is that an amateurish domestic terror cell tried to pull off a large-scale operation. Something went wrong and they started improvising. I don't know if it was that the driver of the truck may have deployed too early. Maybe somebody got cold feet and backed out. There could have been equipment failure. There could have been pressure from law enforcement. Seems like there was a coordinated plan to sow chaos and mayhem using multiple attacks, but clearly something went wrong. It is a fluid situation, so everybody needs to remember to stay calm but alert and take care not to get in the way of any ongoing investigations by law enforcement. In the meantime, let me know what you think happened. And, of course, be sure to like and subscribe for more of these briefings.
All right, let me tell you this. Somebody asked if they were going to speak last night in the guardianship. Absolutely they were. Absolutely. I'm going to give you this piece of information. And I am throwing my neck out here about New Orleans. Yes, it is confirmed that there are ISIS groups. There's a cell out there. There's one in Houston, Texas also. You may go down the list here. I don't have the complete list, but I can tell you off the top of my mind, they're in New York. There's a big one in West Virginia. There's one in Ohio. There's one up in Michigan. I know there's one in Chicago. And what I'm trying to tell you is this. They're in every state. Every state. I hope you're listening to me. All they have to have is someone activate them. And no longer are they your friendly church folk that go to church with you. No longer are they your friendly little cigarette shop or bong shop or whatever the hell you do. They're no longer your gas station people that, oh, you'll take a free drink. Yeah, right. There ain't nothing free in America. But I'm going to give you this piece of information. You ain't going to hear. This is the first time you're ever going to hear this. And then in probably 2 to 3 weeks, maybe a month, the truth will come out and you'll be like, oh, shit. Yeah, DC did tell us this. Y'all remember prior to this attack, this terroristic attack in New Orleans, that there was a building that collapsed? And he said, oh, a transformer blew. Transformer blew. And this building front, boom, collapsed. There's footage of it. First of all, let me just give you common sense here. A transformer blowing is not going to blow a building and look like a bomb went off. I am going to tell you right now what they are not telling you. But DC's going to tell you, because DC, I got the information last night. This was what was part of the thing was going to be on the Guardians. What happened was some mastermind accidentally blew themselves up. That's why that building, the whole top level of the fucking building is laying in the street. Just go look at it and you tell me, oh yeah, that's a transformer blew. I've been around transformers that blew close to them, and yeah, it scares the crap out of you. Thinks that someone just shot a cannon through your nuts. But you know, but this was a terroristic act about to take place, and this mastermind, Akbar. Yeah. Someone made a good point here. And if you watch that video, if a transformer blew, why wouldn't the power go out? Because it doesn't matter what the news, because if the news says it, then it was a transformer. I got news for you. Some fucking terrorists fucked up. And get this. Their belief is if they become a martyr, do damage to people, take lives, then they get all these virgins. What a boner killer for that one. Get to wherever he's going to, stand before Allah or whoever. Whoa, do I get my virgins? No, man, you failed the mission. You just blew yourself up in the top of a building. No, you'll get nothing. I tell you what, we give you the goat. You want the goat? You got to pick which one of a goat you want. They're all going to go running because they know what's about to happen. 72 virgins. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you get two. You get. There's 72 goats. Huh. Maybe that's what they mean when they say virgins. It ain't actually women. It's actually goats because they like them goats. Got plenty of milk and whatever. Anyways, but what happened in New Orleans with this building? The narrative right now will be exactly what they're saying. Oh, well, it was a transformer. But yet if a transformer blows, power goes out. How can a transformer sitting close to a building blow out? I have taken the video, looked at it, dissected it, put it in slow motion, I've changed contrast, I've changed everything on it just to even see the clarity of it. And it comes straight out of the corner of that house or that building that used to be I think it was a guitar shop or something like that. But above it, see, in a neighborhood that you would never think, oh, it's just an old guitar shop there, right? Yeah. Whatever. Continue to believe what you want to believe. And get this. The Las Vegas bomber who blew up if I had a Cybertruck, I'd probably blow it up too because I think they're shitty, but whatever. Teach his own. But anyways, who blew up the Cybertruck outside of the Trump Hotel, okay? He was an Army veteran, Matthew Livelsberger or something like that. I don't know. I don't even care at this point. 37 years. Served for over 19 years. Man, he was a military guy. Oh my gosh, what happened to him? I am going to tell you how deep these ISIS cells go. Are you ready for this? I'm telling you, I'm going to blow your panties off. He served at the same military base as the New Orleans attacker. I want you to understand. Now you want to know why we say there's two different types of military? Because I'm going to tell you this. You have the military under Biden, and you have the military that was pulled out under the executive order of Donald J. Trump. We've already went over the facts on that stuff, so I'm not here to argue that. You already have it. Why would he do that? Because he already knew we was going to be fighting against things. And here you are worried about elections. You're worried about other stuff. Why don't the military come in and take care of these stupid politicians and these people trying to steal the election? Because they're too busy trying to keep your ass alive. That's the bottom line. Because the same guy that was in New Orleans and the same guy that was the Las Vegas guy, I want you to hear me. They were in the military together. That tells me this. We can have ISIS operatives, all these different people, because guess what? They didn't come across the border illegally. They were, maybe their parents did or something, but they're born here. They're born and bred in America with one mission: to get in deep into everything, and then, when activated, to do the most damage. I hope you're hearing me today. I hope you're hearing me. Because it's where we are in America. It's where we are. I'm kind of reading. I got two different chats here going. I'm kind of reading your all's responses here a little bit. You're right. Not all ISIS are of Eastern origin. You're exactly right. I know that some militias can be, everybody's, when you say militia, everybody goes, oh, they're bad, they're bad. I'm not even going down that road. Because I truly believe at some point, if this gets out of hand even worse, I believe we're going to have to go back and depend on our former veterans that know how to use their weapons, that are still ready to kick some ass. And those of us that are finally coming awake to what has been happening in America, do you understand now? Do you understand the magnitude of what Donald Trump said? I am giving power back to the people. The people. But you know what? What good does it give the power back to the people when the people just want to sit and bicker and argue and over dumb stuff? It's time to wake up. It's just time to wake up. I would encourage you this. We're gonna work towards putting some little groups together in every state. They'll have their own Telegram channel, whatever. See, a lot of I know I'm going to say this here before I touch on this. A lot of people have said, "Well, I don't want to be a guardian. I don't want to be a part of it because of all these other podcasters rip people off." Well, we ain't trying to rip you off. Especially last night, you would have known, those that were listening, those that didn't listen or wasn't a guardian, but part of that was the fact of like what was last night, and that's, I'm doing exactly what I said I would do, and that's to do a conference call to where we could really talk about some detailed intel and bring some people more detailed, more in depth than what I do into the picture, because America needs it. And I will tell you why we don't do it publicly out here, everything, because people would want nothing more than to pop DC in the head. I'm not lying. And not only that, you cannot always publicly put things out because people run with it. People want content for their other shit, and they want to act like they're the first person. I am more concerned about America than I am some of these other things. We're not here. EIOBN was not created to compete. Now, I want you to understand the mindset here. Was not created to compete against others. We were put here to lead others. We were here to change lives, to make a difference. And we're going to do that. And for those of you that get pissed, well, I don't know what DC looks like. Well, if people at Christmas do. People at the Christmas party do. But I'm not dumb enough to believe that everybody that listens to the show and watches it is here just to find out information. They're here to do damage. You want to know why? Because that's the America we live in. That's the America we live in. So if you don't want to be a guardian, no big deal. No big deal. I don't care. Because I'm not here to sell you a bill of goods. But, you go ahead and subscribe to whatever. I don't care. Another thing that's going on outside of all these attacks that's been done with vehicles and now these bombs, I think you need to listen. There was 4 of these IEDs found in New Orleans. Do you hear me? 4. And then plus in this dude's truck, there was more that was made to be set off by remote. There are others. If I lived in New Orleans, I'd be watching my ass every time I go somewhere. I'm not kidding you. And I want to tell you today, it's going to get better. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. Oh, yeah, it's going to be wonderful. We got some rough days ahead. And I told you this. I said, don't, when Trump gets elected, don't sit back and go, well, we're done. That's it. We're just going to sit back. Yep, we're just going to sit back and do nothing. You know something, Chris? I see you put in your chat there. Chris Wise. Man, I'm going to tell you something, dude. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you for your words. Plus also, whatever we need, let's do it. Very, very, you don't realize it, but that right there is going to be one of our people that we really sink into on this. Anyway, outside of all the goofy stuff going on, you also have now. And I told this story. It is shifting gears a little bit, but I told this story and people said, "Oh, you're just crazy. You're just nuts." That's not true. The article comes out. There's two different articles come out, but the one is the Vatican is on the brink of bankruptcy due to the dramatic decline in global donations under Pope Francis' leadership. That's not why. Trust me. The Vatican is not short. Has not been short of any kind of financial stuff, right? Even though they went through even in America, all these priests that were, raping little kids and all that shit, people still gave their money. They just didn't even care. Well, we're just whatever, because the Pope, he's like God. He ain't like God. I mean, he ain't like, I can prove to you that he ain't like God. I can prove to you that he ain't holy. You want to know why? Put him in a room with me. Give me 1 hour with him. And we'll record the conversation. Better yet, let's not even do that. Put me in a room with him. Y'all put the camera on me. I'll take a baseball bat to his kneecaps, and let's just see how holy he really is. He won't be. But I want you to listen to this. The satanic Vatican, because that's exactly what it is. I'm not pulling punches today. The satanic Vatican are bankrupt. And I'm going to tell you why they're bankrupt. Now, this is actually the news putting this out, saying that the Vaticans have problems, but they're making it like the global donations under Pope Francis' leadership. Because there's two things going to happen here. One, they're going to keep pushing this narrative with the Pope because the donations are down, because his leadership, and try to put somebody else in. Or either he will get sick and he will pass away. Or better yet, they'll say he passes away from a sickness and they have knocked him off. The same way they did the other Pope. But the satanic Vatican industry is what it is, are bankrupt. And the reason why they're bankrupt is because I told you this months ago, because their assets. You remember when Trump went over there and it was told to you that he brought back the gold that was stored there that belonged to us. Do you remember this? Can I tell you something? Let me tell you something. The Vatican, the Catholic Church, it's about to get flushed down the toilet. And not only them, a lot of Jewish synagogues, same way. Same way. I am telling you this. Any of them, I don't care what they are. And it ain't just them. You have Church of God. You have Assemblies of God. You have UPC, Pentecostal. You have PAW. You have whatever else is out there. Trust me. Everybody, I'm not saying the whole things are bad, but you have a lot of places that aren't good. They're going down. The Church of England is one of them too. Yep, absolutely. They're going down. And now the news is trying to put scenarios with it. Why is the Catholic Church busted broke? How are they busted broke? When they've known for years, they've had all this gold, right? All this gold, precious metals. They've got all these scrolls and all this stuff. I'm going to go a little further here and tell you this. I give at the max 4 years, and everything that the Vatican has biblically and historically will be taken. Not only that, you're going to see a lot of things that we have been taught be corrected. But we'll be in a totally different ballgame then, right? Because that's some new religion. No, it's not. When you realize that we've been fed only probably 40% of legitimate Word of God, and the rest is written by people that was their interpretations. What if I write a Bible called the Book of DC, the Bible according to DC? That doesn't mean that it's the true inspired Word of God. Doesn't mean that it's even legit. It's just my interpretation of it. Because trust me, my interpretation will be way different. Y'all be offended reading it. Oh, but wait a minute. We've got these shootings going on, right? Got terrorist attacks going on in America. Oh, that's it. There can't be anything else going on.
Outside a Queens nightclub, leaving 10 people injured.
What?
All of them are expected to recover as police are on the hunt for several gunmen who were involved. Briella Tomasetti outside the party hall in Jamaica with the very latest. Young people, a lot of young people there, right?
Teenagers, Rosanna and Dan, all the victims between 16 and 20 years old, 90 people inside, an additional 15 or so waiting out here to get in. So this was a packed venue for sure. First responders characterizing the shooting as a mass casualty event. Thankfully, though, this morning, all of those victims in stable condition, recovering at local hospitals. Police have been canvassing those local hospitals for any additional walk-ins. Now, investigators say they received multiple 911 calls for victims shot here outside the Amazura event hall at about 11:18 last night. Police rushing to the crime scene located at 91st Avenue and 144th Place, where they say about 90 people, again, were inside at a private event happening upstairs. According to the NYPD, the venue was at capacity and a queue of about 15 people had formed outside. That's when police allege 4 suspects began firing into the waiting crowd. Here's NYPD Chief of Patrol Philip Rivera with more details.
4 males were walking eastbound on 91st Avenue onto 144th Place towards the venue. 3 to 4 males then opened fire over 30 times in the direction of the group standing outside the event space, striking multiple victims.
10 victims were shot in total, 6 women and 4 men. Like I said earlier, between 16 and 20 years old, just teenagers. They're being treated at local
but
hospitals.
Nothing's going on in America, right? Yeah, nothing's going on. That's just normal stuff. Normal stuff going on. Yeah. I'm going to play this here. I love this guy. I think he's hilarious, but he's brutal too. This is your New Orleans governor.
I don't want to hear from anybody in the federal government that they don't have the resources.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the White House, the FBI, Justice, Homeland Security are in charge now. We're cooperating with them. I want to give them a reasonable period of time. There's a lot of information out there. Some of it is actually true. I want to give them a reasonable period of time, but they need to saddle up and ride. We need to find out what happened here, and it's not going to be covered up. We're going to tell the American people exactly what happened. I'm not interested in placing blame or saying who was right or wrong. I just want to catch these sons of bitches who did this.
Amen. And so do I. But you know what? We already know who they are. There's no surprise. No surprise. I know I'm going over here today, but it's okay. If you have to go, you have to go. One thing too is not only that, you've got these the flights. Someone mentioned the planes. Yep, talked about that a little bit last night. There's the one of the dramatic footage. What the news says, the dramatic footage shows the moment that a bird was caught in the engine of a plane, and I have seen that, and it looked fishy, smelt fishy, and so the same thing. I am trying to get this done by tomorrow. There's no guarantee, but I have taken this video and dissected it, enlarged it, changed a lot of different things on it, and I can 100% prove. Since the FBI don't know And everybody wants, let me just tell you this. You're being lied to, America. You're being lied to. I can 100% tell you this. That plane where supposedly a bird struck the engine, that was no fucking bird. I have the video footage of it. I can prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. So since the FBI, you don't fucking know what you're doing, I can tell you what it was. It's called the LIG Next One. It's a 40 millimeter mini missile. Okay, that's what it was. It's small. When I break this footage down and I show you, and then you see the missile itself, you no shit, man, this is it. It's just painted white. And guess what? This is one of among the bigger missile systems. The South Korean military is the one that uses these. They actually have them. They're like small green missiles, what they are. Now understand this. In 2019, it was just a prototype. Now let me say this before anyone goes, "Oh my gosh, if it's a missile, we'd have blew it up in the air." Blah, 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 blah. Listen, dumbass. You can shoot a projectile up in there. So I'm telling you this. This is not just a war that we are at. I think you guys have heard this over and over and over and over from me. And even Donald Trump has told you, we're at war, guys. We're at war. This ain't just a cyber war. We're at war. Can I tell you how big this spectrum goes? You've got China that owns property in America. You've got China balloons that were all over here. If it's even what they really were, right? I have my doubts on that, but whatever. Now you got all the drones everywhere, going everywhere crazy. We know that everything ain't government and everything. We know all this stuff. It's time to stop becoming, everything has to just be legitimately what it is. It's no longer there is so much stuff in front of you, America, that you don't have to sit there any longer and go, what? I wonder if it's this. I wonder if it's that. I wonder if that's. Can I tell you what? These little projectiles that was shot through the engine of that plane, trust me, if it was a full-blown missile, there would have been no airplane left there, right? It'd been gone. And not only that, it was a projectile because someone has gotten their hands on this thing. Now, you answer me this. How does someone get their hands on something like this that is a South Korean deal? That tells me this. Guilty by association. I know I'm going way out there today, ain't I? But I don't give a fuck what you say. Because we got South Korean stuff in America. You've got, meanwhile, got Joe Biden. Oh, let's just give money to everybody. Let's just give another $2.5 billion. Let's just do that. The CIA, FBI, bye-bye. Y'all need to go. Because I'm telling you what, Americans could stand up and take care of America. You want me to tell you why I know? Because for so long we sat back and we let these other three-letter agencies step in and do stuff, and they haven't done a damn thing but hide Americans from the real truth. I would much rather know the real truth and handle the threats. See, and that's what they're afraid of right there. They're afraid that if they tell Americans really what's in their towns, really these cells, that Americans will go, you know what, fuck it. We're going to take care of it ourselves. And they don't want that. You want to know why they don't want that? Because they're part of it. Let's see here. Someone said, will the ATF allow us to have one? I seriously doubt that. Seriously doubt that. My thing is this. If we can't wake up and see what's going on, and we don't, just say we just don't want to. I just don't want to, DC. I don't want to do that. What's next? Because they don't just they don't just stop doing stuff. You know, they start with the small and then they get our attention. Oh, but that's not all, right? You know, we're talking 2 weeks' time here, right? Listen.
Another passenger plane hit by gunfire, this time in Dallas, just as a Southwest flight was getting ready to take off. ABC's transportation correspondent Gio Benitez has the latest on the investigation.
They think that somebody from outside the airport shot a firearm at the aircraft.
This morning, authorities investigating after a Southwest plane in Dallas was struck by gunfire while preparing for takeoff. All of it unfolding just before 10 p.m. as the crew was taxiing for takeoff. A bullet apparently striking the right side of the aircraft just under the flight deck.
Okay. Oh, but that's just some random banger out there shooting their guns. You can, if you want to believe that, you can. But I'm telling you, if someone is taking a gun and shooting it at an area, what sane person does that? They don't. What person in America wants to kill other Americans? A terrorist does. That's it. Oh, but that's not it. You got a Mississippi gas station, a shooting there that killed 3 people. You know, that was New Year's Eve day. Wow. At a Clark's gas station located on St. Peter's Street in the state line west of Alabama and the line of Mississippi. I know exactly where that's at. But these are all just, you know, whatever. But meanwhile, starting 2 weeks ago, yeah, before some mastermind tells me it was an old story, I'm telling you, I'm just recapping 2 weeks.
To a developing story, tonight the Biden administration is blaming China for a major security breach targeting the U.S. Treasury Department. Hackers gaining access to employee workstations and unclassified documents.
Okay, stop. Oh, DC, stop. I don't want to hear that. Because I'm going to tell you what. Did you hear what she said? China. Now, this was the beginning of 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Let me tell you something. We've got China, and I believe that they did what I've seen some things, and I believe that China was involved in that. That's how I can say that, and it's not just our government fucking around. It's China. But you got Chinese in that. Chinese in our financial, right? Messing with the treasury shit. Then you got airplanes being, you know, things shooting through their motors, through their engines. You have to aim for that, guys. It ain't just like you just throw something up in the air and it hits them. You have to calculate that air, wind, all that stuff, speed, all that to make your mark. And that's a South Korean deal. And then you got ISIS in here. Can I tell you something? I hope today has shaken you, because we are at war. We are. Well, these things just happen on... Nope. Oh, but not only that, but we're talking just 2 weeks' time now. But listen to this one.
Breaking right now, at least 11 people hospitalized after an apparent explosion at a business in Louisville, Kentucky today. People who live nearby are being told to shelter in place. Neighbors say the business that exploded manufactures ingredients for...
I mean, instance after instance. But then you got Captain Poop Pants comes out and gives his statement for the New Orleans.
I can speak for all Americans when I say our hearts are with the people of New Orleans after the despicable attack that occurred in the early morning hours. To all the families of those who were killed, to all those who were injured, to all the people of New Orleans who are grieving today, I want you to know, I grieve with you. Our nation grieves with you. We're going to stand with you as you mourn and as you heal in the weeks to come. I want to thank our brave first responders and law enforcement personnel who stopped the attacker in his tracks before he could kill or injure even more people. And I want to thank you to everyone at the Department of the Homeland Security, the Department of Justice, including the FBI, for working nonstop to investigate this heinous act. The FBI is leading the investigation to determine what happened, why it happened, and whether there was any continuing threat to public safety. Here's what we know so far. The FBI has reported to me the killer was an American citizen, born in Texas. He served in the United States Army on active duty for many years. He also served in the Army Reserve until a few years ago. The FBI also reported to me that mere hours before the attack, He posted videos on social media indicating that he's inspired by ISIS, expressing a desire to kill, The ISIS flag was found in his vehicle, which he rented to conduct this attack. Possible explosives were found in the vehicle as well, and more explosives were found nearby. The situation is very fluid, and the investigation has a preliminary stage. And the fact is that right now, there you go. The law enforcement and intelligence community are continuing to look for any connections, associations, or co-conspirators. We have nothing additional.
Don't look too far, because your co-conspirator is sitting right there giving us a speech. Because if he hadn't opened up our borders, we wouldn't have their soldiers here. And two, if the other presidents and everybody else is just whatever, let them in. They knew. Clinton knew. Obama knew. The Bushes knew. They knew what they were doing and what they have done, because America has turned the deaf ear and the blind eye. It's here to roost. We're here. We got to deal with it. If I see an ISIS flag, we're dealing with it. I'm telling you, we're dealing with it. And if this ain't a sign from God, you got the Capitol, you got the Empire State Building, you got the Capitol, you've got the Washington Monument, all being struck by lightning. All on New Year's Eve. Can I tell you something? I think it's time that we wake up. It's time we wake up. But that's just something. No, in 2 weeks' time, this is what we've dealt with.
Authorities here in New York are investigating a series of subway attacks in the past 48 hours. A suspect has been charged with pushing a man into the path of an incoming train. The victim was pulled from between the subway cars. He's now in stable condition. And today, 2 men were stabbed in separate attacks. Authorities here in New York are investigating a series.
Stabbed in 2 separate attacks. These are soldiers. They're migrants. They're here to do damage. They're here to do damage. And they're doing it. Yeah. They're here to do damage. And not only that, now you got these other thing that's coming in, because they're going to, and you're going to hear it here first. I'm telling you. You have the Thai doctors is saying now, and remember this happened in China, right? The virus disappeared. Now it's Thai doctors are saying that a missing deadly virus from the Australian lab has disappeared. I am telling you. I don't really want to say this, but I think I will. With our guardians, everybody that's coming together, we're creating some things that are going to help us get through these. These are not cell plots, cell ploys, any of that stuff. This is legitimate things to help people. It's bigger than what you ever imagined. But within 2 weeks' time, we still got things going on. San Jose, California, vehicle drives through the holiday festivities, trying to ram people. It just so happens everybody got out of his way. Still don't know who it was. But Lord have mercy. All in a few weeks' times. But here we go.
Now, this one in the Bronx, 5 people have been shot in the Williamsbridge section. They were rushed to local hospitals and are all expected, we're told, to survive. This is Citizen app video to show you. Authorities are responding to 2 shooting scenes that were 3 blocks apart from each other. One at East 211th Street and White Plains Road, and the other at East Gun Hill Road.
You can call those just coincidences. That's just a coincidence. Listen what he says.
This is Citizen app video to show you. Authorities are responding to 2 shooting scenes that were 3 blocks apart from each other.
3 blocks apart from each other. I hope you're listening. This is not just, oh, what just happened. No, this is planned out things.
One at East 211th Street and White Plains Road, and the other at East Gun Hill Road and Holland Avenue. This all unfolding just over an hour ago. So far, no reports of any arrests. We will keep you posted.
Now, you know what that means? Do you know what that means? There has been no arrests made. That means in a city that has strict gun laws, these people can go shooting up places and everybody just has to take it. Bullshit. Bullshit. But within the 2 weeks' time, though, nothing's really been happening, D.C. You're just saying stuff.
Just waiting to pay for our items when we heard the shootout take place outside. Extremely loud, extremely traumatic, and we all just started running towards the back. We were guided by one of the sales reps, or one of the cashiers, I should say, at the front. But extremely traumatic. We heard several rounds go off, and we just pretty much ran towards the back and just left our items in the cart and just tried to do the best that we could to get to safety. People were crying at the moment, screaming. Everyone was just, some people were running towards the aisles. Some people were hiding towards the clothes. Everyone just started running and scattering in different directions.
Because 2 days ago, someone decides to go up in Target. And I'm looking at this fucker's picture too. He's a migrant. Decides to go up in there and start shooting the place up. See, that's why I'm telling you, it can happen anywhere, at any time, in any place. You better wake up. You better wake up. Let me see what y'all saying here. Yeah. And now you know, for all you Democratic people, that just go, well, y'all so hell-bent on getting these people out of the country. You're damn right. You're damn right. And if you remembered, I played it a week ago, that the report, they were talking, they said, what is these terrorists, what are they saying? They said, we will make 9/11 look like a cakewalk. America's not ready for what we're about ready to bring. I am telling you this because your great FBI and your other agencies won't tell you this. My law enforcement friends know this too. Is this. They're here, they're ready, and they're already being activated. You better be armed. And trust me, if they say, and the EBS comes on, don't rejoice. Because I would not want to be stuck in my home. Can't go nowhere. Can't go out to shop. And then be like, wait a minute. Was the plan of the enemy to get the EBS so I had to stay home so they could just go into neighborhoods and terrorize them? Because if you really think the military is going to be at your doorstep every 2 seconds, like a law enforcement can be, but not always is, you're sadly mistaken. You're sadly mistaken. Let me look here. Yeah, New Hampshire. Yeah, right now just under 14,000 without power. Yeah. One thing is this. You have them saying that there's a virus, deadly virus that's been stolen, or it's up and vanished like a fart in the wind. Well, you know where it'll end up, right? In about a month, they'll say it's ended up here. But I'm telling you right now, I refuse to wear a mask. If you tell me to wear a mask, I'm going to tell you to fuck off. And I'm not going to comply. I'm not going to comply whatsoever. You do what you want to do. I'm telling you what DC's going to do. I'm not going to do it. And I'm going to make sure within the next couple weeks that I get enough stuff. I've already ordered a crap load of stuff. But I'm going to have enough stuff to make sure that I'm taken care of. and the people around me are taken care of. Because I know the people around me, if they're around me, they earn that and give it to them. And you can do whatever you want to do. But the one thing you cannot do is ever point a finger at me or this show and say, you didn't tell us. Because I'm probably the only podcaster, radio person that's ever going to tell you this. Because the reason why the others don't is because they want sales, they want your money, or they're controlled by big pharma or big companies. So therefore, or big old NBC, ABC, CBS, all these people own those big old national radio networks. Keep everybody down, right? That's the difference between us. The Guardians, that's who owns EIOBN. It's the voice of freedom. I refuse to back down. I refuse to ever tuck tail, and I will never sit here and lie to you. I will scare the shit out of you before I'd sit and lie to you and tell you everything's great. You walk away and go, everything's great, that's your business. But right now, everything isn't great. And before anyone jumps in and goes, well, why don't Trump do this? I've already explained that 20 minutes ago. Heed this call. Heed this warning. This is the warning shot to America. Wake up. They're here. And they're ready to rock and roll. My question is this. Are you? Are you ready to rock and roll with them? Because I am not going to sit back and let some foreign fuckers take over my country again. Over my cold, dead hands. But I can tell you right now, it's going to be over their cold, dead hands. I refuse to take it up the ass from other countries. We're done. You want to bring a fight to America? You go right ahead. But you better be ready. Better be ready. You want to be a martyr? You come to the right door, Bubby. I will make you one. I hope I shook you. I hope I shook the shit out of you today. I want you to wake up and understand the magnitude of everything. And the next time I do a conference call, y'all better act like fucking normal people. Because there's things in America going on that you need to know. It ain't just about fun shit. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Hopefully we don't have another hoopla today or some other fucktard come out and shoot somebody or bomb somebody. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Yep, today wasn't no shits and giggles. It was all straight, hard core. Enjoy your day if you can, right? Have a good time. DC, I'll be out. Catch you tomorrow. Bye.
So bold, an American bad.